Hi everybody, I'm back. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally home for break. Happy holidays, by the way. So while I'm here, I'm going to try to knock out a bunch of videos, as many as I can, because I know that during the semester I'm not going to be filming like that. So this video, the purpose of this video is so that I can answer a bunch of frequently asked questions that I often get underneath my videos in the comment section and in my inbox. So it gets a little tiring answering the same questions over and over again individually, so that's the purpose of this video. Let's hear it. Here we go. When did you start your locks? I started my locks May 15th, 2010. Yes, I have the date memorized because that was the day that I moved off campus at the end of my freshman year in college. So, yeah. It meant a lot to me. I took out my braids, and then I washed my hair, and then I went to the salon, and that all happened in the same day. So, yeah. How many locks do you have? I have about 120 locks, 120. I counted several times earlier on in my journey, but I never really got the same number more than once, so I'm not 100% positive about how many locks I have, but I just say 120, like something like that. How long have you had your locks? Well, I just told you I got my locks May 15, 2010, so at this point I'm a little over 2 years and a half. So my hair is in this little beanie that I made. I made it out of a sweater, and if you want to learn how to do that, I'll link the video to Andrea's Trace's channel because I learned it from her. She's great. So yeah, this is about 2 years and a half worth of growth. It's much longer in the back, or at least it falls lower in the back and in the front. It comes down this far. Yeah. Okay. What color are your locks? How did you get that color? So they're reddish brownish, and I got this color by dyeing it 100 times. Not literally. But I've dyed it a bunch of times, and the first time I dyed it, I used Honey Blonde by Dark and Lovely, which took my hair from a black to a brown. And if you try to lighten your hair, I recommend you do that rather than going on and bleaching your hair. But I do understand if you really want that really bright, vibrant color, you may have to bleach your hair. But if you're just looking for some kind of color, then I recommend you don't bleach it, because bleaching is so damaging for your hair. Bleaching will get in your locks. I'll make a whole video about bleaching another time, but bleaching is so bad for hair, anybody's hair. So I used the Honey Blonde by Dark and Lovely to get this to the brown, and then once I had that brown color, I started playing with reds. I used Red Hot Rhythm by Dark and Lovely. I used Vivacious Red by Dark and Lovely, and I've used Red Hot Red, is that what it's called, from Clairol's Textures and Tones. And I also used another Clairol Textures, Blazing Burgundy from Clairol's Textures and Tones. And I've used some cheap rinses, which was a fail, but it was nice for the time being, I guess. Anyway, next question. How long does it take for your locks to fade after dyeing? Well, this question is going to be all relative because it all depends on how often you wash your hair. Especially when it comes to red dyes. For some reason, the molecules in the red dyes are larger than the molecules in other colors, so they don't adhere to your hair as well, and nor do they last very long. I didn't make that up, I researched that. So washing your hair pretty often is going to make that process of fading quicker, and if you're using really hot water, that's going to make it fade faster also. So for me, I wash my hair about once every 2 weeks, sometimes once a week, but mostly just once every 2 weeks, and I've noticed significant color fading after about 2 months. So So yeah, that's kind of why I dye my hair kind of frequently, kind of. And plus, like, I'm not always a fan. Sometimes it looks nice, like when you have that the new growth, because it kind of is a cool color thing going on with the black and then the red. But I'm not too much into that sometimes, so it's another reason why I would dye my hair kind of frequently. But that's not. Where was I going with that? Yeah, to answer the question, like about 2 months, I noticed fading in the color. Should I wait till my hair is fully locked to dye my hair? If you want to. When people ask me that question, it's like I always find it kind of difficult to answer, because I know that just from seeing other people's videos on YouTube, some people have waited to dye their hair, some people have not waited, and it didn't seem like it made a big difference. But just from my knowledge of dyes and locked hair, I would recommend that you did wait, especially if your hair texture is a more loose texture rather than a really kinky texture. And I'm saying this because dyes can often make your hair texture a little looser. So if you're dyeing your hair before your hair is locked, then you're loosening your texture, which is going to make your hair take even longer to lock. You know what I mean? So I would recommend that you waited, but maybe if your hair texture is like extremely kinky, like, you know, that 4B, is that what it's called? That 4B texture, then go for it. Hey. And if you do, just let me know how that came out for you. Next question. How long do you leave the dye in your hair before rinsing? The box is always going to say, like, wait 25 to 30 minutes or something like that, or 20 to 25 minutes. No, that's not what I do. I'm not saying what I'm doing is right, or I'm not saying what I'm doing is better than what the recommendation is, but personally, I like to make sure that the color sets in there. I probably keep it in there up until an hour. Almost an hour, and I wash it out. And not only do I just have it in there, but I usually have my hair in a plastic cap, and I'll apply heat to it with a blow dryer. I'll do all of that, so I'll make sure the color stays. What gel do you recommend? Now, I really hate this question the most because when it comes to gels and locks, like, everybody is really different. It is. A friend of mine, he only uses the black gel in his hair because the clear gel makes his hair flake up. Me, I personally never even tried black gel, but I prefer clear gel, just the look of it. I prefer it. I don't experience flaking from it, and it doesn't like look. It doesn't look flaky. It doesn't mess up my hair. But other people have experienced that with clear gel, so you really have to just try it out, try different gels out, and see what works for you. I've also used this white gel, that organics root stimulator, that lock and twist gel. That I used to use that, and I really liked it because it had a really strong hold, but it was really gunky, and I guess it gave me build-up, I think. But right now I'm using the Eco Styler gel, which is clear but has like a green tint to it because it's supposed to be olive oil, but I don't know where they get green olive oil from. Like, olives are green, but olive oil isn't green. But anyway, the gel is greenish, clear is green, and that's what I use. But you can't really see my retwist right now because it's kind of old, and it works for me. You have to see what works for you, really. It's like a guess and check kind of situation. Have you used beeswax? Unfortunately, I have used beeswax, and I just did it just because I guess I was being rebellious because everybody says don't use beeswax, and I just wanted to try it out because everyone told me not to. And the minute I stuck my finger in the beeswax, I just knew this would be a train wreck, and I still managed to retwist my entire head with the beeswax. I guess so that I can tell you my experience and tell you not to do it. It's disgusting. It's like you're putting wax in your hair. It just, the feel of it is nasty. Like you could just feel attracting to it. Is gross. Like it's mad nasty. But I didn't have a problem washing it out though. So that was my main concern anyway. Okay. Do you or have you ever trimmed the ends of your locks? No, I have not ever done that, and no, I don't do that. Okay. Yeah, so some people do that because the ends of the locks, sometimes they have, from retwisting, they develop little balls. I don't really have that. Well, kind of. You get the idea. Like this little ball in the end, and those are annoying to some people, so they want to trim those off. Other people have like curly ends, loose hairs on the ends, and they don't like that. They want a more sealed look, so they cut that off. Personally, I have some of those balls in my hair, and I have a bunch of curly ends too. They don't bother me at all, so I don't trim my locks. And I don't believe in cutting your crown. A queen and a king should never cut their crown, so I won't be cutting my hair, and I won't even be trimming it. So yeah. And my final question is, what are some protective styles? Now, everybody knows there's braiding and twisting, like cornrows and those types of styles where you can style it and leave it alone for a while, and your hair is being protected from the intense heat of the summer or the intense coldness of the winter. And those are all good too. Those are good styles and stuff. But for those of you out there who don't have the maintenance time to be braiding up your hair and twisting it up, or men who don't want to walk around with flat twists and stuff like that, you know, I recommend these types of things: beanies and hats and scarves, and it's the easiest thing to do, and it's automatically your fashion statement. It's an accessory, so you can work that out if you're into fashion at all. So yeah, that was a long video. I feel a little hoarse in my voice. So stay tuned. I have more videos posted frequently, so keep checking my channel out. Thanks for all my new subscribers. I hope that I answered your questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to answer. Don't worry if other people ask me the same questions, I'll still answer them. But I just hope this video was helpful. I'm sure it was. And see you later.